It's the most wonderful time of the year. That's not me really trying to sing. I won't actually try to sing in your guys' ears, but I know it's so early for Christmas. All the Grinches are going to be like, it's November. I know. I'm well aware that it's only November, but November 1st hit and I just completely transformed into Christmas Steggy. So cry about it. I don't know. I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year. I work from home, so I don't have to leave my house and I don't have to drive in the weather, so I don't mind when there's snow on the ground. I like it. I like being bundled up in my house. I don't know, it's my favorite time of the year, and I get to spend a lot of time alone, and it's peaceful, and it's awesome. So, bite me. I don't know. But yeah, not Merry Christmas. I know it's only November. I hate the people that are like, well, what about Thanksgiving? What about it? Are you decorating for Thanksgiving? Do you have turkey decorations all over your house? If you do, that's weird. Do whatever you want to do, man. Just don't crap on my Christmas spirit. Anyways, I have a pretty interesting episode for you guys today. Shocker, it's going to be about dating. But I just wrote out, normally what I do is I write out kind of like an outline. Today I kind of went in on my outline. Like I wrote a lot. So I'm hoping I can stay on track. I'll do the best that I can. Yeah. But first and foremost, we're going to open this with the what made me cry this week. A lot of things make me cry every week. I'm only going to go with one today, which is a pretty good segue into what I'm going to talk about. I was at CVS earlier this week grabbing some stuff for some gift bags for Mal's birthday. Mal's birthday was November 11th. So if you have not already wished her a happy birthday, go and do that because it's rude if you haven't. Yeah, I went to CVS and I was sitting in the parking lot. I was talking to my dad. I talk to him every morning at 9 a.m. I know it's adorable. And out of the corner of my eye, I see a couple, a very old couple, probably in their, I want to say late 70s, 80s. I mean, they're barely walking, right? Walk into their car. The woman goes to her door and the little old man goes to her door also and opens the car door for her. And when I tell you, I immediately teared up. I was like, oh, bummer. That's what's going to be. That's what today's going to be. And it was so sweet. I mean, just an adorable gesture that you really don't see a lot of today. I think in all of my years of dating, I have maybe gotten the car door open for me. And when I say open for me, I mean consistently, not you're trying to impress me on a first date type of thing, but you're always doing it, maybe twice. And one of those times, actually, it was my friend Jason. It was not anybody I was dating. He's a car door opener, and which is why my mom loves him. So, for all the guys out there, open a car door. It leaves a huge first impression. But yeah, I saw this at the CVS, and I thought it was really, really sweet. And it kind of got me thinking about dating in today's age versus the old school dating. And obviously, there's a lot of differences. Obviously, times have changed, women have changed, men have changed, et cetera, et cetera. I know. But what I wanted to kind of talk about today was just how seeing that old couple reminded me just how different the dating scene is now and how confusing it really can be. And I think confusing is the best word that I can use that is not a swear word. It's so effed up. But confusing is a good one. We'll leave it at that. I feel like dating today has really just warped at least my sense of what somebody being interested in you actually looks like. And this is all from my experience, as always. In my experience, a lot of, and people will always like assume the opposite when I say this. Also, if I do sound sick, I am. So if you guys hear me be a little bit nasally or whatever, I do apologize. I'm going to try to cut that stuff out. But yeah, in my experience, I don't get asked out a lot. And I haven't gotten asked out a lot in my entire adult life. People just assume that when I would go to the bars, I would get hit on all the time. I get maybe that was true. I guess the later in the night that it got, but I can recount a lot of the moments where a guy would come up to me and ask me formally, do you have a boyfriend? Whatever. A lot of the time it was me going up to them. I feel like my friends got hit on a lot more than I did. And yeah, so I don't get asked out a lot. And in today's age as far as being on the dating apps. I don't really go out as much as I used to. I don't really go out as much as I used to when we used to go to the clubs and everything like that. But what I do get a lot of is guys sliding into my DMs. And I know this is a universal experience for women because I've seen it and I've heard about it. A lot of guys are going to slide into your DMs, whether it's on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever, social media platform you use, or they're going to make their way into your dating app DMs. And then once they get in there, they're going to ask for your Snapchat so they can DM you on Snapchat, which if you're over the age of like 25, what are you doing with Snapchat? I have one and I just like 2 filters on it. Those are the 2 filters that I like that don't make me look crazy. They just smoothen my skin a little bit because your girl's getting older. But other than that, I think I deleted the majority of people. I think the only people I have are like maybe 2 friends, maybe 3 friends, and family. Get rid of your Snapchats. Or maybe don't get rid of it, but stop asking people for theirs. That's weird. But yeah, so I mean, after that, the vibes from those DMs it's just random at that point. Or you're getting reactions to your stories and then maybe eventually they'll say something to you. And I get it. Here's the thing. I get it. Rejection is hard. Putting yourself out there is hard. Rejection is hard. Totally. Completely understand. However, it cannot be nearly as bad through a phone or a computer screen, right? I mean, I don't like to call myself a gamer, but I do play video games. And I mean, there are dudes constantly on there telling women to go back in the kitchen and that women are ruining video games, right? So, I mean, there's men out here that are comfortable enough to say that, but you can't ask somebody out on a coffee date or a lunch date. Okay, whatever you say. But anyways, in the off chance that someone does ask you out, it is always vague. What I get a lot of is, we should hang out sometime, or are you busy tonight? On the dating apps, and this is me talking about the dating apps. It was never, can I take you out to dinner? Or there's a really cool spot that I just found out about. Would you want to go with me? It's always, we should hang out. Do you want to hang out? What are you doing tonight? Are you doing anything? Yeah, actually, I'm busy. I'm doing stuff. What do you mean, am I busy in 2 hours? That's crazy. And I feel like a lot of people assume because I'm a single girl, a single woman, whatever, I don't have kids, I don't have a family like that I don't do anything. I do a lot of stuff. I'm a very important person. No, I'm just kidding. But I do stuff. I try to do things every single day. It's very rare that I ever sit on my couch and actually watch a movie. And I remember I matched with somebody a few months ago now. And I mean, he was just this beautiful, giant cowboy looking dude. But his effort was so lackluster that it was just the biggest turnoff. And this is something that I've said multiple times, maybe on this podcast, but I know I've said it in general, that I don't care how hot you are. I don't care how attractive you are. I don't care how many people want to jump your bones. If you have no personality, if you are not funny at all, if you can't do the barest of the minimum, you're not attractive. That's gross, actually. If you can't pick up your phone to say, I want to grab coffee with you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Are you free? Then, like, what else are you incapable of doing? Like, what else can you not do? That's where my brain goes to. If you can't send me a quick text, you can't call me. Sorry, I've been busy all day, but I wanted to give you a quick call and see if you were free tomorrow night. That's all I need. Yeah, I'm free tomorrow night. Now I am. Or, no, I'm not free tomorrow. And this is something that I've heard guys say, were like the rejection, right? Of, well, if she said no to the date. What I always try to do is I always say, actually, I'm not free at that time tomorrow, but I'm free Friday or I'm free Saturday or whatever. I always give an alternate to let them know I am interested. Or I'll just say, you know what? I'm actually not free tomorrow, but I would love to go with you. Is there another time that works? But that didn't work with this person. So I'm not going to get into exactly what happened with that, but it was just a lackluster effort. And I was like, I'm over this. I don't care what you look like. And maybe old me would have like pursued it just because of, well, they're attractive and they're kind of funny. So, but now I'm like, no, that's actually such a turnoff. You can't, dude. I saw a girl on TikTok. She grabbed her phone and sent a text message in like 5.5 seconds. Come on. So, and the worst part about all of this is that I know that I've gotten so used to the bare minimum energy throughout my dating life that on the opposite side of that, when somebody does try, it's like, I'm like suspicious of it. I forget what that looks like. So when somebody says to me, hey, these are the days that I'm free, I would love to take you here, which has happened to me before. I know, crazy. It shakes me up a little bit. I'm like, whoa, you gave me options. You are saying that you want to take me out. And like you're being intentional and you're not asking me what I'm doing in 2 hours. You're actually planning in advance. What? Who are you? What are you doing here? It feels almost like a plot twist or something. It's like, well, something's who are you really? Who have you murdered? Like what are you hiding, right? And that's something that I've really struggled with for a while now, I think, is I'm trying to get better with the tiny panic that comes with someone that is showing genuine interest in you, which happens to me. Because here's the thing. I am so used to being lusted over. And when I say lusted, I'm saying men asking for certain kinds of photos of me or giving me the innuendos or giving me scenarios. And I will admit, I can be guilty of the same thing, which is a completely separate topic in itself. But I did think that that's how I had to be in order to gain interest from a man, was that I had to be sexy and flirty and spontaneous, and I had to be available last minute and available all the time. And I am not used to getting courted. I haven't really been courted in a really long time. And when I say that, I know it sounds kind of old school, but when I say that, I mean being taken out on dates, right? On actual dates. Let me take you to dinner. Let me take you to the movies. Let me take you on, a whatever kind of a date. And once in a while, with in between all the guys that were pursuing me just for, physical attraction, somebody would want to pursue me and want to lock it down. And the thing is when those people would pursue me, they would lock it down fast. And I'm talking like, it's been a couple weeks or we've hung out a couple times. Let's do this. Like, I want you to be my girlfriend. And the ADHD in me is somebody, I have been diagnosed with ADHD. I am a very impulsive person. I do have anxiety. So I think the impulsive side / ADHD side of me is like, hell yeah, let's do it. This is shiny and new and fun and exciting, and I want to do it. And it's kind of like the quickness and intensity of it are flattering, and I feel chosen. And that's something that I've talked about before, I think on this podcast, where I've often focused on being chosen and not actually doing the choosing. But at the same time, with that quickness of falling in with somebody is the quickness of falling out. So because I'm so used to how fast things go, when I meet somebody who isn't in a rush, someone that is trying to show interest in a maybe softer, steadier way, it throws me off. And my brain automatically goes, whoa, do you even like me? Do you even want me then? Which is such a wild thing to think, because in my head, I do know that a slower, steadier approach is the healthy way to go. The way that I have jumped into relationships with people just because they ask me to, that's not healthy, right? I know that that's not healthy. I know that the slower, steadier approach is healthier. And I also know that after my last relationship, which started a little slower, but that's because we were long distance. I do think that it was relatively quick considering, but we also met at a dating app. So it's a little bit tough, right? Because you're on a dating app, you're on there for a reason, right? But I know I told myself after that last relationship that I was going to take things slow with whoever I date next. I want to make sure that I mesh with whoever on multiple levels before I'm completely in it, because that is how I get hurt. And I know with that last relationship and previous relationships, I haven't gone through certain milestones with them before jumping into a relationship. And then once I was in it, I kind of felt locked in, right? And that's not healthy. So because that's how I've been, I'm at this point in my life where I feel like I'm wired to protect myself. And sometimes to a fault, I feel like I'm definitely capable of self-sabotage. Again, anxiety. I tend to overanalyze things, and sometimes it's like I'm looking for something to be wrong so that I can leave before I get hurt. Oh, I saw that he did this, or oh, he texted me this and not that. And it's like, what are you doing? Like it's just a text, but I'm overanalyzing it. I'm giving it context that isn't there so that I can leave before I get hurt. And I know that's wrong, and I'm self-aware, and that's where I'm growing, right? So now I'm in this healing process, and I've been in it for a while, and I've mentioned that before, where I'm trying to rewire and relearn what it is to be soft and confident in a relationship. Because I do think that I can be confident outside of a relationship. Soft, I'm working on that. I'm trying to figure out how to allow someone in and not question every single nice thing that they do, or lose myself in the anxiety that I get because of certain silences throughout the day. I'm trying to learn how to be okay with slowing down, and not just in relationships, but in life, because it's something that I've wanted to do for many years. I've always had trouble slowing down, and not just with relationships. Again, in life, I am quick to purchase things. I'm quick to make decisions. I'm quick to jump at opportunities. At work, I'm quick to volunteer to do the task or take on that project. And Mel knows this. I am a yes girl. I am that girl that if people say, hey, I'm thinking I want to book a flight here, or I'm thinking that I want to try this restaurant, I want to do this, I'm like, yeah, I'm down. The only time I'm not down is if I know for a fact I cannot make it. Otherwise, I'm like, yep, count me in, I'm in. And I do love that about myself, but at the same time, it's not always the best way to be. I do have to slow down, and that means in the ways of love and dating also. And it's funny because I think for some people, this might be a foreign concept. I think for some people, they're going to go, wow, being fast and intense is not for me. Whereas for me, slowness feels foreign to me, especially when all you've ever known is intensity. So my body is used to chaos. My heart is used to chaos. And I do think that because my actual life has slowed down and has found peace, especially in being alone, I think I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like in dating too. So I think that's kind of what I'm learning right now, and what I'm trying to work on specifically is how to let things unfold naturally without trying to control every outcome. How to trust the pace instead of rushing the next moment. How to enjoy the moment, what's in front of me, without thinking, well, when is this going to happen again? When am I going to see him again? When are we going to do this? Or oh, the night's going to end in 2 hours. When's the next time I get to see everybody? Because again, this doesn't just apply to dating. It applies to friendship stuff too. I have to remind myself that instant answers, defined timelines, these aren't the only paths to feeling secure. And maybe the path to feeling secure is learning how to trust people, even though it's never been easy. And my trust has been taken advantage of, to be frank. And that is something that I remember someone told me this year. They were like, you just have to trust people. And my immediate thought was, no, I don't. And at the time, I thought I was being firm, and I thought I was being I thought I was being fair because of how I've been treated in the past and how my trust has been broken in the past. The more I think about it and the more I reflect on it, the more I realize I am a little bit jaded and I am a little bit broken because of things that have happened. And I do think that it is up to me to work on that. And maybe the lesson for me is that when I stop forcing the process, when I stop, trying to be intense or trying to speed things up, that maybe I finally make space for something genuine to grow, for something unknown, which is horrifying for me, by the way. Unknown, what do you mean unknown? When it comes to work and I am given a task, I need a deadline. When I have a project for my house, I need to know exactly when I'm going to do it because I need to make the time for it, right? Unknowns. I don't even go to the grocery store and just shop on a whim. I have a list or I'm buying it online. So it's the unknown thing is scary for somebody with anxiety, especially in relationships. And again, it is not without reason. I don't think that it's unfair for me to say that the unknown and trying to trust people is scary. Like I've said before, I've said it on this podcast before. I'm not insecure. I'm traumatized. Things happened to me that have left me traumatized and easily triggered. And it's stuff that I'm working on. So yes, I do overthink. And the unknown is horrifying for me. But with all that being said, I am in the process of healing and learning. And I have realized that I don't think that when it comes to a relationship, I don't think it's fair for me to put all of that pressure on myself. Because I think what I've realized more than anything is that the kind of person that I need in my life and what that looks like for me is a partner who's gentle and a partner who's patient, somebody that knows how to quote unquote deal with me, right? Which essentially just means someone that can listen to me, someone who is trying to understand me, someone that isn't getting defensive when I'm simply trying to talk through things. Don't get defensive when I'm trying to tell you what my feelings are, and I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm not being mean to you. I'm simply telling you how I feel. And if you think that warrants a defensive response, we're on separate pages, and that is not okay for me. So, yeah, I guess that's where I'm currently at. I'm unlearning. I'm learning. I'm attempting to dodge some of the crappier ways of modern dating while I figure out what a happy, healthy relationship looks like for me. And I do think that if and when that person shows up someday, I think I'm going to be as ready as I can be. For now, I think that what I'm already building with myself, a happy, healthy relationship with myself, is something that I can be proud of because I have made a lot of progress. And I think that if I can continue to get that part right and continue to feel confident in my life and where I'm at and with myself, I do think that the rest of it will fall into place. Because again, going back to that, I don't think that if and when I do find that person, I don't think it's going to be only on me to work through the issues that I very clearly have. I do think that it's going to, not to put pressure on whoever that person will eventually end up being, but I think that they will compliment me in a way that will help me get there. So that's where I'm at right now. I thought that this was going to be a longer episode, to be honest with you. I thought I was going to stray away from some of the topics, but like I said, I wrote a lot for this, and I wrote a lot of keywords, and I wrote a lot of things. So I think I actually stayed quite on track. And this is what happens when I stay on track and I don't stray away from my outline, is I actually get through my thoughts in 20 something minutes. So I think that's going to be it for this week. And you guys definitely let me know if you guys are into the shorter episodes. I know when I first started, the episodes were about, 50 minutes. Sometimes they go to an hour. But if you guys are into the shorter episodes, I'll keep doing that. I really like writing, 2-page outlines and about like one specific topic or something. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I think I'm officially yapped out for today's episode. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers, everybody. Actually, you know what? All right, I want to take a moment to send a heartfelt thanks to everyone that has donated and shown us just such incredible support. Your encouragement has been both motivating and just extremely instrumental in helping us bring this super fun dream and adventure to life. And we're just so excited and beyond excited, actually, to start the journey. So a few special thank yous to Samantha, Chiblet, Darth Silent Bob, Dave M., Jess Bagel, who has a health and wellness journal available now at colorcodedcookie.com, Katie Edward, who wrote Call on Me and is one of the few books that I've actually finished and loved and read and everything in the last year and a half, Dustin, aka Wicked Warrior. Your face and body painting skills never failed to amaze me, dude. You're doing incredible. Our beautiful friends, Gloria and Joanna, Tim, Mauricio Ormachea, Greg, Squeegee, my friend Jason Abadi. Thank you for validating my thoughts while I navigate dating men. I appreciate you always listening to me yap. My Lavender in Life, Oz, who helped keep me grounded during one of the harder times in my life. To my wonderful family, my Uncle Chris and his wife Letty, my incredible cousins, Eric and Chingona. You guys are always cheering me on. My parents, Mallory's husband, Roy, who I also consider to be my family. Your unwavering support just absolutely means the world to us. And then finally to Mallory, you listened to me talk about a dream out loud, about starting a podcast. And not only did you encourage me to take the leap, but you took it with me. And I mean, you're my best friend and I love you. And I couldn't imagine doing this with anybody else. So thank you guys again for listening, for being here, for supporting us and encouraging us. And we will catch you on the next one.